Greetings. Always like to be with you. It's nice to be here in our time together, your time. Let's do this. Straighten your spine right now. Sit up straight wherever you are. Close your eyes and take a long, deep breath. Allow your belly to extend when you do that. Just a long, deep breath. Hold the breath for a second or two, a brief pause. Exhale. Let your chest collapse. Pull the navel to the spine. Let's do that now, 4 or 5 times. Eyes closed. Begin. Big breath, long, slow, deep breath. Long, slow exhale, belly to the spine. Keep that up. Take it easy, slow. Couple of more. Keep your eyes closed. And now just be still. Breathe normally. Notice yourself. Feel your awareness, your body, the energy beginning to flow and expand, your presence becoming stronger, your mind shifting. Take a comfortable breath in and open your eyes. Isn't that amazing? The degree to which you can shift your consciousness and your state of mind so quickly. That's part of the what conscious breathing can do for each of us. Quickly. It's very real. It's an old technique, thousands of years old. Last couple of days, I've been with people who were stressed from 2 jobs and a toddler, and it goes on and on. But each of us have our stressors, and the ability to have a tool, something that we can rely on to help us calm down a little bit, step back, get a little personal space between the intensity of the demands and our responsibilities. Oh, so briefly. Think about that. What you just experienced took us 1 minute, maybe 1 minute and 30 seconds. you can make a change in your consciousness and your physiology with 2 or 3 deep breaths. But if you have the time to take 4 or 5, it has a more profound influence on the parasympathetic nervous system and is calming and grounding. You can use this anytime, anytime. Through the months and weeks that we've been together and that you've joined this breathing opportunity. And again, and I've mentioned it several times, but there's so many on archived. You don't have to wait once a week to do this with us. There are many of them there. You can do this several times a week. You can breathe every day. I mean, it doesn't take long. You find your own breath practice that you most like, your breathing technique that serves you the best, and do those. That's how quick it can be. We take it a little deeper here, as you know, and pursue other pranayams and deal in a little bit more depth about what's possible in terms of altering our physiology and our consciousness. I'm not sure how much you realize this, but I want you to know, and I want you to think about, you are becoming quite an expert, quite skilled, and quite knowledgeable about the possibility and the potential of conscious breathing. You are a teacher of this. You can share with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Stay with this. Do these practices. Understand what's possible. It's profoundly powerful and something that's just so incredibly beautiful for us to have. We all have it. It's free. No side effects. With you all the time. Grounding, calming, good for every system of the body, all the systems of the body, especially pulmonary systems, but everything to the cellular level. The more we bring in oxygen and energy into our systems, the better we will be, the better our health will be, physically and mentally. Think about it. We breathe 25,000 times a day, more or less. And we do it autonomously. But we can control our breathing, and that's what we are doing, and that's why we call it conscious breathing. Isn't it amazing? There are not any other autonomous systems that we can control. Some say blinking, that we blink automatically, but you can also force yourself to blink. But essentially, that's nothing as consequential as the breath. No food, liquid, exercise, nothing is so profoundly important and powerful to your existence, your life, your living, than breathing. So yeah, we're taking the time to talk about this today, the what, the why, and the how. So that's part of what conscious breathing is, and that's part of beginning to talk about why it's important. And it's yours, dear fellow travelers on our journey, our spiritual and physical journey on this planet. It's ours, yours, your personal tool, your personal gift, which you have at your disposal any time. Isn't that amazing? Now, for those of you who have been with us for a while, and for those of you who are looking through the archived issues, just pick one, just do them here and there. They all are dealing with different breathing techniques, often in the context of what that can do for our body and mind, especially in the context of meditation. Ours is a spiritual community, and meditation is an important part of that. Meditation is a word that has so many connotations and it's used in so many ways, but prayer is a meditation. Washing the dishes can be a meditation. But what we discuss in that context is stillness, the ability to calm and ground yourself and become still and gain some space in between our egoic reality and the daily stimuli that influence our reactions and our sensory reactions and how we function in the world. Meditation is a time to come within in order to be closer to your true and essential selves, who we are as human beings, our potential. What are we? We're so much more than our physiology, than our jobs, our, I don't know, you pick it. Our education, our physical skills, we're so much more than that. All of that is on one plane, but we are spirits, souls within this vessel on this planet. And our meditations allow us to become more intimate with the nature of ourselves and the nature of this universe, the nature of the whole of our environment, the system, and our part within that, our finite selves as a part of the infinite, the divine, however you feel about it and what terms you use or concept. It's all good. It's being receptive to this fabulous thing of life and energy and vibrations that are all around us. So there's that benefit from conscious breathing. That's why we do it. There's that benefit. So important to the evolution of our consciousness. So important for our ability to reach a place that is apart from the day-to-day lives and our day-to-day existence, and as we meet our responsibilities. Autonomous breathing allows us to do that. The beautiful thing, we don't have to think about breathing. We just breathe away and go about our lives and do what we have to do. And the ego is in control, that part of our being, and it's a wonderful servant. The ego, as they say, and a wonderful servant, but a lousy master. That means you don't want to be a prisoner to that reality, the ego's reality. We want to be able to separate that and experience some higher consciousness. Yeah. So kind of two big broad categories of the benefits. The whys, we do conscious breathing. One of them has to do with purely physiological benefits, and they go on and on. What we mentioned. A key benefit of this is the building and boosting of the immune system. The healthier you breathe, the fuller you breathe, your immune system will be stronger, and we all understand the significance of that. It's a mindful, isn't it? Really, to back off, keep backing off a little further and a little further and a little further, and you realize what an incredible thing this is that we have, that all of us have. It's our gift. It's the kiss of God. It's our gift. Use it. Be aware of what's possible. All right. You know, most of the time we begin these sessions with kind of a grounding and some emphasis on presence and being here now, right now. Helps with focusing and gain some clarity and to emphasize that there is nothing else to do while we're here. We do that often. Today, taking a little bit different cut at it, a little different take in the sense of what we have done, starting out showing you on an experiential level what happens, how easy it is to do that, how powerful it is. I could tell you in 6 different ways. But compared to you sitting there as we sat down right at the first and had 6 or 7 deep breaths, and you observed the change in your mind and body, the point is made. It's nice to know the intellectual reasons for it all, the quote science unquote behind it all. But practice it. Do the breathings that we do so you can personally experience it and decide for yourself what you want and how it can benefit your life, what it does for you. So we have a little time, and I want to go over a couple of the how. I want to go over a couple of the breathing techniques, some of which you know clearly because they're the best, in my humble opinion. They are, and let me assure you, there's so much humility where I come from. The basic abdominal breath is clearly the most powerful fundamental breath of all in this kind of practice. And you know that from our past. We do it every single time. It's where you allow the belly to expand on the inhale. Belly expands. You begin to take air in. Your lower lungs, middle of the lungs expand. You take air all the way to the top of your lungs, but not much comes up here. When you exhale, the chest collapses. The belly, pull the belly back toward the spine, navel to the spine. Exhale fully. It's important to exhale fully. Inhale, belly out. Pause briefly. Exhale. Chest collapses. Navel to the spine. When you do that, you know to close your eyes, focusing at the brow point. You know that you can have your hands in open palms, open fingers, palms up on your knees if you're cross-legged. If you're on a chair, you can do the same thing. We've discussed those postures in the past, and we're not going to go over it right now. You know. All right, we are going to go over it right now. You have a straight spine. That's critical to breathing. You really do. Think for a moment. Can you take a deep breath if you're kind of slumped a little bit? No. So that's the reason when you sit up straight and then things open up and it's easier to breathe. And that's why we do that. So you can pull your chin slightly back and focus at the brow point. Where if you're at the office, your office, at home, whenever you need a little bit of a breathing like we did earlier, it's so quickly you can change things. If you get tense, you just, you're just not feeling very good. Take some deep breaths. Just take some deep breaths. Just close your eyes and you'll find yourself coming down. A different perspective. Abdominal breathing, that's key, and you know how to do that. Alternate nostril breathing, you know how to do that. We've done that. It's also a very powerful technique, a pranayama, a very powerful technique where you hold your right nostril closed. You alternate. I like to put my fingers on my brow point. You can alternate between the thumb and a ring finger, nostril to nostril. Start breathing in through the right, close the left, close that left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close the nostril, exhale through the left. Continue like that. There are multiple ways to do alternate nostril breathing. You can Google that, and I would urge you to do that, alternate nostril breathing, and find one that you like. And there are different techniques, but they're all good, and they serve to balance the nervous system. The parasympathetic and the sympathetic is a grounding, balancing exercise. You also know from the past you can concentrate on the relaxation side of things by closing the right nostril only and breathing through the left side, in and out through the left side. Slowly. Don't have to pause at the top for long, but breathe in and out through the left side only. That's one technique. It's not as balancing, it's relaxing. So if you personally want to calm down or meditate, get into that stillness frame of mind, go there. If you want some energy and bring in prana, you know there are breathing techniques that do energize you. Some of them are breath of fire that we do a lot, sometimes more than others, depending on if we want on that particular day that we're together to take it up a notch or two, to bring in a lot of energy. And it's quite a profoundly different feeling. Or do we want to stay at a more relaxed perspective on things as we discuss and contemplate the role of meditation and our place in this cosmos, which, as you know, I really love that. I love that sort of thought for us to separate toward the etheric. But your choice. If you've got hard work to do, you got something you really need to have a lot of energy for, you don't need to go grab a cup of coffee. That can give you a quick bump or something, but it also is kind of spiky. It's honestly, you would be better served by doing some careful breath work, some good technique, breath of fire, and some other breath work. One of them is a box breath. So simple. It's breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. It's also balancing, but it's also stimulating. You are aware, if you've been here, that sometimes we do physical warm-ups, a little bit of physical exercises, nothing very strenuous. It's a spinal flex where you grab your shins with your hands, if you're in a cross-legged position, and lean forward, inhale, forward, exhale back. I got that backwards, I'm sorry. Inhale. As your chest extends forward, inhale, exhale back. Remember, you go at your own pace when you do that. Take it easy at first. When you warm up, you can speed it up a little bit, but breathe strong when you do it. So it serves to bring yourself into the body physiologically, bringing yourself in and becoming more aware of your physical presence. It also brings in prana. It's a good breathing exercise because you're breathing in and out as you do it. We also do a spinal twist, hands on the front of your shoulders, elbows out 90 degrees, and we inhale left and exhale right. I know you recognize these exercises, and I bring them up now because they're energizing. They're warming the body, and they're energizing because they're bringing in prana, bringing in air. And then a breath of fire, which is a straight up breathing technique where you hold your left hand on your diaphragm just below the sternum, your right hand on the belly, sitting up straight with eyes closed. You take about half a breath in and then exhale quickly. And you do that at your own rhythm in a pattern. Is the only thing that should be moving is the upper part of the diaphragm will be going in and out. Your belly stays still. Any of these, that particular posture, you can, and if you're cross-legged or sitting in the chair with your on the edge of the chair with your knees at 90 degrees, your feet firmly planted, your hands can be on the top of your knees, palms up. You can have your fingers open. I like that. It's a very receptive posture. Or you can be in Gyan Mudra, which is for wisdom and receptivity also. Your choice. Yes, there's one other one I want to mention to you. One technique I want to mention. You know, this is a fabulous time of the year for walking and being outside. It's North Texas in October and parts of November and even into December, just incredible weather for walking. So while you're walking, consider you can do a box breath. You can, and you can do it with your step. Every step you can take a breath, or you can breathe them individually, or you can just take one breath with 4 steps. Long breath in, hold for 4 steps, exhale slowly for 4 steps, hold for 4 steps, and do that. If you find that you need to breathe more, you need to take in more air, we'll alter the pattern, but work it where you're breathing as you're walking. That's the point. And it's a great way to do both. Get a little exercise and bring in some prana. And these kind of techniques, your abdominal breathing in particular, breath of fire is good. It's muscle toning for all the muscles around our lungs and the things that we use in our abdomen to breathe. This is extremely healthy and generalizes, this is a key point, generalizes to the quality of our breathing in general. So even when you're not consciously doing certain breathing techniques, the fact that you've done them and have done them a number of times, the more you do them, the more they generalize to your own natural behavior. You will not know it, but you're breathing better. You're breathing more deeply. Many people breathe very shallow. And all of us do, and it's natural. Also, at times we're concentrating or doing this, and you don't need to be taking these big breaths. But all the time, it's not good. You want to get all that stale air out of there and take deep breaths, and it will generalize. Techniques will lead to a healthier breathing pattern, which leads to the healthier body and mind. Okay, friends, this has been an enjoyable time for me, and I think very important to discuss the what it is, conscious breathing, that tool that you have, that gift with you all the time, no side effects. It's only good things. The why, because of all of those things we mentioned, calming, focusing, healthy, good for the immune system, helps you meditate, gives you that, facilitates your shift toward a mindset of stillness, which in turn allows us to move from the head space, the ego, into the heart space, the sanctuary of our soul, the home of the beautiful part of ourselves and our thought that include love, tolerance, patience, compassion, those richer, deeply richer, most human of our of who we are. That is our essential nature, you know. Our true selves are truly kind. It's natural. That it's what it is. So we all should spend time in a stillness, in a stillness, in the body and in the mind. A richer sense of who we are, our presence in this universe will come from that. It just will. So I hope you found today useful, and I encourage you to access the archives for different conscious breathing techniques and different conversations that we've had that emphasize all of the things we've been talking about in a little greater depth. And we usually do a little stillness at the end, a little meditation, a little quiet time. And I think we'll do that right now. Spend a couple of minutes only, maybe 3. I invite you now to simply think about what we have been discussing today and what the importance of what you already know. You are well informed about breath work now. And if you want to become better and better informed, look at more of the videos that we've done. You know, it's you really are, if you stop and think about it, you will be able to be of a wonderful benefit to your friends, family, loved ones, everybody. It's nice to be able to really meaningfully help somebody who is just so agitated. And you can do it. You can do it. Contemplate all of that. Smile. So great. Join us again anytime. Join us on Wednesdays live. It's interesting how energy, has no limits, really. It's interesting if there are people here live with us and there are people who come in on their own times, but particularly those that are here now. There's a power. There's a power there, a commonality of energy as we discuss these things, and especially as we practice breathing, as we're breathing together. It's an unusual phenomenon, but it's real. So yes, I do invite you to come back anytime and peruse the archives for conscious breathing, um, and have a greater, deeper experiential opportunity yourselves. So rhetorically, intellectually, we have reviewed some things and you understand the significance of what you know. Now, practice, enjoy. It's yours. All blessings. Namaste. See you next Wednesday.